why do I have to bring the science of happiness and happiness at work into organizations? Why am I doing this work? What is so meaningful about it to me? And how come I'm going to be doing this from now until the day I retire or die? And I don't know, I might work right up until the day I die. I am so extremely passionate about Arrive at Happy, about happiness in the workplace and happiness in our personal lives for many, many reasons. Some of them are personal, some of them are professional, and both of those areas of life, of course, interconnect at all times. So one main reason is that we spend so much time working, so much time in our organizations, whether that be education, nonprofit, association, or a for-profit corporation. We spend a lot of time working, whether that's 40 hours a week or more. It's a significant amount of time every single week. And our well-being is the responsibility of ourselves and the organization that we work with. The organization has a responsibility to care and prioritize our well-being and our happiness. And organizations can be detrimental to people's well-being, or they can really support it. And I believe, for obvious reasons, they should support it. Okay. So when I was working for a group of hotels, one of my positions, I had a leader that was not inspiring, not motivational, that created a toxic workplace, that didn't make me or the team members feel happy while we were working. And 2 weeks in, I seriously thought about quitting. And this was a huge organization, a global hospitality player. And I was so confused as to how and why this person could be in such a high level position, yet be creating so much unhappiness and low levels of well-being at work. It really affected my psychological and emotional well-being as well as others. And it made it really difficult to be a leader underneath this person. And even after several people went to HR, even after there were investigations and, the person had a coach, et cetera, it was still an unhappy work environment. Eventually, the person got moved to a position where they weren't leading people, but it was too long. And the Gallup research and the Deloitte research is showing that too many leaders are disengaged and not creating happy workplaces. And I'm sure you can relate to this story. Maybe you have several stories like this. And I want you to look into your organization with very clear, objective eyes. Do you know who is creating a happy work environment and not? And usually the people that are creating unhappy work environments are skillful at managing up and communicating up. So it's imperative that you know who is and who isn't. I know that being a leader, that being executive is a lot of work, is very stressful. You are juggling so many different balls in the air, corporate initiatives, what customers want, turnover, new initiatives. I could go on and on and on. And I realized that driving results and everything on your to-do list is extremely important. And focusing on how people are leading and the culture is also important. I know that there are a lot of challenges that you could be facing right now. I mentioned unwanted turnover and retention, especially retention of top talent, having to upskill and train people at all different levels of the organization, the uncertainty in the economy and what's going to happen in the next 6, 12, 24 months and having to make decisions. All of the new technology that is extremely overwhelming and useful and exciting, but also adds stress and overwhelm to people's lives. People having change fatigue, having to make sure that there's enough communication, but not too much communication, making sure that people are productive and innovative and creative and not working in silos. There's a lot of challenges that you're up against. And you also are managing and caring and prioritizing what's happening in your personal life. with your spouse or partner, with your kids, maybe your parents, things going on in your extended family, making sure that you are investing in your friendships, making sure that you are well physically and mentally. Being a human right now, being a leader right now is not easy. Many, many challenges and opportunities. My Arrive at Happy growth process for organization inspires and teaches leaders how to prioritize their own happiness and well-being using the science of happiness and neuroscience so that they can be more successful and healthier and more effective so that they create happy, high-performing teams, which is step 2. In step 2, I motivate and teach leaders how to increase and sustain happiness in their teams, which means having more positive emotions than painful ones, having collaboration and belonging and inclusion, having amusement and fun, and having friendships so that people can work better together and they'll be more productive and creative and stronger. And then step 3 is thriving organizations where you're measuring well-being on a regular basis, where the organization has a consistent investment in professional development and personal development, because when people are learning, they're happier. And also looking out at how is this organization making the community happier and increasing the community well-being, that ripple effect out. And when you create happy leaders and high-performing teams and a thriving organization, you are going to have happier customers. And that's what every organization wants, right? Happier clients, happier stakeholders. And when people are happy consistently and have a sense of purpose and they have a healthy level of stress and they're connected, they know how to take care of their well-being, and the organization is also helping to take care of their well-being. Revenue, market share, profits will increase. The business results that you want will follow. And the Oxford, Harvard, Stanford research supports it. I know that there are so many challenges out there in the world for organizations and for people, but I am also so filled with hope because of the research and tools and practices that are available to leaders and to teams and to organizations. It is possible to have a great place to work where the majority of the people feel positive emotions for the majority of the time, feel purpose, feel energized. I know that it's possible because there's organizations out there doing it in places like Scandinavia, in the United States, in Australia, in Asia. There are great places to work where people and organizations are thriving. This is what makes me so hopeful. Work doesn't need to make us unhappy. The research shows that people who are not working are significantly unhappier. Work gives us a tremendous sense of meaning and purpose. And we can't expect to be happy all the time while we're working, but we can be happy for a lot of the time. And leaders are the number one driver of this. This is why I must bring the science of happiness, well-being at work into organizations and help people and organizations thrive.